Hey guys, welcome back to the Technomancer. In our last episode we finished a couple of side quests, and now I think we're ready to actually start on the main mission. I'll be honest that the first chapter, like the first section of this game is, it's not my favorite. I'll just put it that way. But once we get this out of the way and we really start getting into the meat of the game after these first couple of missions, I think that's when things start to get interesting. Then one other thing I want to talk about. So I didn't really explain Scott's background, and the game didn't really either, so I thought I would give you guys a chance to kind of understand where he's coming from. He is kind of like a foster father to Zachariah. He has been a doctor and a guardian for, like, basically since he was, like, a little child all his life. So that's his connection with Zach, as far as we know. There may be more about that revealed in the future. But anyway, so this is Eliza Major. This is the person that we were actually supposed to talk to once we finished our tutorial mission. And luckily, she's pretty understanding, and she's letting us put some stuff off. So for the next couple of parts, we're going to be doing some work for her while trying to finish some other side quests that are, like, en route. But our main focus is going to be working with her.
Lieutenant Zachariah Mancer, I think congratulations are in order. Captain Eliza Major, welcome to my unit.
The honor is mine, Captain.
For now, we're stationed in town and focusing on missions intended to maintain order and safety among the civilians. Here are the two other fine soldiers making up your unit for the time being, David Ward and Jeffrey Hunter.
My pleasure, Lieutenant. Congratulations, and...
Leave the ass-kissing for later, soldier. Lieutenant?
Yes, sir, Captain.
Excellent. Moving on to more pressing matters, our mission just came in, and it's aimed at smothering regime opposition. According to the intel the ASC gave us, those terrorists live in the slums and are plotting several attacks to undermine our corporation. Your mission is to infiltrate the terrorists, stop the attacks, and find your way to their leader, Bulgakov. Orders are to capture Bulgakov alive. We're going to drain him for intel about other terrorist cells and dismantle the entire network. So beat him only as much as you need to take him.
You got it, Captain.
Move quickly. The longer you take, the more risk there is to the citizens of Ophir. And I won't have that. Before you go, though, there's one more mission. One requiring speed and discretion. We have deserters in our ranks, Lieutenant. Deserters planning to flee like rats through the city's underground. That won't happen. Do you understand me? You find them, and you eliminate them. Each and every one. That seems harsh to you. Setbacks against Aurora have ruined our reputation, to the point that every action we take is scrutinized and extorted by those seeking to gain from our fall. A mass desertion would spell scandal if it became public. You catch them before any word of their escape comes out. So move, now! You only have a few hours.
Alright, so for this, we can only take 2 people on our team in total. So, just to show off Jeffrey and David, we're going to take both of them with us. David is the shield guy, like he'll just walk around with a shield, while Jeffrey uses a rifle. Both of these are actually really powerful companions to take along with us. So, it'll make this next mission a little easier, which is good, because Scott's kind of useless. But we need him for other reasons. We'll pick him up later, though. I also can't help but notice, like, all this smoke that's just hovering in the air in the vents. So, I'm not sure why they just have dry ice in the AC units. But whatever. From here, the second mission that we picked up... Okay, after this.
The slums. They must have gone home to ask for help, so we should pay their families a visit. I'm sure our escapees will be around.
I find it disgusting. Chasing hands.
And as it's telling us, and as I've told you in the past, you can share your inventory with your companion's inventory, equipping things that you found and putting them in them. We're going to leave their inventory just the way it is, both because it's actually pretty good for what we have available to us, and there really isn't much reason to be equipping them with items, but I'll tell you about that later. In the meantime, the very first mission that we have to do, it's going to take us to the slums. And as you can see up there, we actually have a time limit. We only have about a day and 12 hours to find them. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to find them in the slums, The only way I found out about it was just by wandering around, and I eventually bumped into the right spot. So, I think I remember where to look, and if not, we'll just find them by pure luck. Because eventually, well, not pure luck. As long as we check every part of the slums, eventually they'll show up. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I know where they are, so it won't get to that point. And if you actually look, it says when we get closer, it's going to say that we need to kill them. But we don't actually have to kill them. We can just knock them out and leave them alive. And that's going to be my plan, because we're not going for... We're trying to take as few lives as possible here. We're trying to be a positive force for Mars, not just like indiscriminately killing people. Especially when, at this point, we don't really have the full picture of everything that's going on. So taking lives when we really don't know what the repercussions of that could be seems a little bit hasty, to say the least. But what we're going to do, once we load in, we're going to try to run to the zone where I'm pretty sure they are. Let me double check. We might fight a couple of mercenaries on the way. And if we see any quests along the way, we can pick that up. I think that's Scott's clinic right over there. Or maybe not. Oh no, this is from the amnesiac girl that we had before. Yeah, as you can see, these guys are doing a much better job than what just Scott was doing. And that's going to be really, really important, because we have a tough fight coming up.
The hell? Fucking fallow? Hell you want, huh?
To find your chief.
Mara? You want Mara? What are you... Fuck it. Ain't my fight. You'll find her there if you want to find her. Hope she gives you what you're looking for.
So that was triggered because of the amnesiac girl. We looked at that chart back in the barracks, and it told us that she might be somehow tied to the Black Dahlia gang. And so we just beat the crap out of them to figure out where their leader is. But we'll worry about that later. Well, actually, no, we might worry about that right now, because it's on the way to where we need to go. I'm not sure. We'll find out. One of the things that... This is just between you and me, guys. One of the things I'm not the biggest fan of when it comes to this game is that even though these areas are really cool and detailed, they keep reusing the same areas over and over and over. And as we progress, we'll actually be coming back here to do more quests and do... Probably not in the way you think we'd be doing them, but it's going to happen. And it gets kind of tired just doing the same thing, repeat ad nauseum, and having to go through the same space over and over. While we're here, let's talk to this guy, since we have that mission from the quartermaster... No, the mission from Fiorello to talk to his clients, and this is one of his clients.
Hey there.
Officer, hello! What can I do for the fine officer today? Check out my merchandise. I have everything you'd ever need for hunting.
Hey there. Just came by to let you know Fiorello's back in the exchange, and he's got your merchandise.
Now, that is some very good news. Thank you. I'll send my assistant right away.
And even though we're not really getting that good of rewards for doing all these side quests, we're getting experience, and we really need as much experience as we can get at this point. You can't go wrong with having one more skill point under your belt. I'm pretty sure we're close to where they are. But if not, I keep saving so that way if I need to recall and kind of wander around and find them, I can. Alright, is this the way to Scott's clinic? Aha, here we go. So it says kill the deserters, but we don't actually have to kill them. We just have to incapacitate them. As you can see, this guy's got a shield, so he's actually going to block us when he gets the chance, which is a major pain in the ass. Shield guys are always a mess. There we go. So now if we wanted to kill them, you'd actually hit Q to kill them, like you don't automatically do it. But you can choose to just walk away, Now, if you really want to be a good soldier, I guess you could kill them, but you will incur a karma penalty if you do. Now, what the mission kind of suggests, but doesn't outright say, is that those guys right there were guarding the entrance here. So you have to pursue the rebels further. You have to follow them down into the under tunnels, or what's it called? Yeah, into the underworks. We're gonna refresh our shield real quick because it took a few hits, and then we're gonna just go straight there. And that was the first time I did this quest. It confused me so much because it doesn't give you like any kind of indication or any kind of hints. It's just kind of like, go here, find these guys, kill them.
What are we gonna get to? I mean, sure, these underworks are vast, but still. Think they want to join enemy lines? They're trying to get away from the war, the fights, and after what they saw, we can't really hold that against them. So I assigned to this unit.
So now we no longer have the time limit. So we don't have to worry about finding them in a certain time frame, but we can't leave the area. That's what that little pop-up was. Also, let's fight some more electric locusts. Thanks to our armor, I don't think we're going to have to worry as much as we did before. And we got some really nice backup in the form of Jeffrey and David. Nice. Now we are going to take the time to skin these guys, because really, even if we don't use all the leather we're getting, we can just sell it. So that's more money that we can find later. And I mean, who's ever going to say no to more money? Because this is the first time we've come to this area, which is the third level of the whole city, you can see that there's a lot of pop-ups for different places for us to go. So we're going to be spending a little bit of time in here getting everything taken care of. Even though this is technically a side mission. But it's really, well, no, it's not. This isn't a side mission. This is actually something you have to do to progress the storyline. And here we go. Here's some more of the rebels. I guess you were just supposed to wander in and find these guys. But you want to focus the one with the pistol first. Keep an eye on her for when she walks back like that. And the cool thing, these guys are abundance soldiers. So they actually use a different loot table than the war guys we were fighting before, or the looters that we were fighting before that. So we have a chance to get some pretty cool stuff if we get lucky. Light abundance uniform. Maybe something a little better than that. That's pretty good, but we're not going to be using that because we already have the Technomancer pants. No luck, but that's okay. And like I said, see, there's no pop-ups, there's no tooltips. I guess you're just supposed to wander into the right answer, which is fine because I'm here to let you guys know the right answer is not that elusive. It's right in front of your eyes. But you wouldn't know to look. And that's one of... It's really weird because the game gets better as it continues at kind of keeping you in the loop. The story gets better, it gets more inclusive, even the little mini-quests do. So I'm not sure why the first part of the game is so kind of rough in some spots.
This is beyond my skill level.
It doesn't quite...
Can't go through here.
Oh, we have to... So we have to turn around and actually hit that ladder from the other side to unlock it. Until we kick the ladder down, we can't go through that way. So hopefully we can go through this door up here. But yeah, the game is really rough in some spots, and it's really surprising because you'd think for the very first part of the game they'd want to make sure that they're getting their best foot forward and not their worst. Alright, I gotta be careful with those lightning blasts. Alright, you can't block the balls of electricity that he's shooting with your shield. And just as a... Oh, that's a different enemy that I don't even want to mess with right now. Just as a precaution, I'm going to use a health injection. When you get close to him, he has a chance of doing what he did before, which is just to hit the ground and let out some electricity along it, which will shock you, and it's pretty unavoidable. Those guys, if you don't have a good gun equipped, they can be a big pain in the butt, because they're resistant to lightning, so you can't really rely on it. And if you get close, then you really have to just hope that you can hit them and then duck out in time before they attack you. But as you saw, when I rolled over there were some weird, like, tentacles that came out of the ground. Those are actually all part of one monster, a tick, and we're going to fight that right now. But the best way to fight that is with our mace and our shield. So what you do, you literally just fight them one by one like this. It's the safest way to go, because they'll pop back into the ground, and if you're not doing it quickly enough, they'll escape before you can get another attack off. And we're slowly just working our way over to the main body of the tick. They can actually hit really hard, so you want to wait until after they attack before you attack. And there's the tick right here. If we can kill the main body here, they'll all die. And luckily, since we worked our way through those ground tentacles, there isn't anything to hit us while we're doing this. And, just like that, problem solved. Now we can safely use this back route without having to worry about this. Ticks don't respawn, unlike other enemies. So we only have to fight them once. And let's switch back to our gun before I forget. Alright. Oh. Okay, so this is the quest for Master Connor. And these are naked mole rats. Now, these guys can really put a hurt on you if you're not careful. And I hope I can show off that they actually have the ability to... You can't just mindlessly attack them. They have the ability to parry your attacks like you can with your shield. And they pack a punch. So you gotta be really careful.
Connor, hello.
My dear, dear Zachariah, a pleasure as always to see you, and my gratitude for your help. Now, please, stop calling me Master. You're one of us now. What brings you here?
I met a merchant fresh off the exchange who'd like to meet you.
Strange. Some delivery I'm not expecting, or something else?
He only said he had information to give. Didn't say what, but I thought maybe there was a chance he learned something about some relics during his travels.
Relics are more the great master's field of expertise than mine. I like to stick to molding our young recruits, but come, let us see what this is all about.
Well, we're not going to take the elevator quite yet. He's going to have to wait a little bit, but we'll come back. That's one of the reason why we did those side quests at the beginning, so that way we could kind of power ourselves up. Because as you can see, the fights down here are harder. But also so that way we could get those started, and then when we did come down here, we could be super efficient with our time and get these adventures done quick and get them done with minimal amounts of backtrack. And I'm gonna refresh my shield real quick because it's almost gone. It's something you want to keep an eye on when you're playing this game, because it's very easy to just forget about it.
I don't know what's going on, but this is weird. Better follow Master Connor to the exchange to make sure nothing happens to him.
Okay, so they're not going to let me progress any further until I go on the elevator with him. So that's fine. We can just come... Oh, I don't think we can come back here. Now this would be interesting. If we get locked out of one quest because we were trying to do the other one. That would be that'd be pretty bad. If that's the case, that'd be a huge bug that this game has. If one quest makes completing the other mutually exclusive. Okay, so it's not saying I can't leave, so I'm gonna try and see if it'll let me go to the next.
I don't know what's going on, but This is
Okay,
weird.
no, it is. So
Better
we just
follow
found
Master
a
Khan to the exchange to make sure
a
nothing
bug that I
happens
did
to
not
him.
know about. Let me see where I quick saved and see if it's possible to skip what was going on there. Yeah, that's really weird. That's a big problem. That's a really big problem because that means that no matter if you can't go anywhere but up because he won't let you leave the room. But if you go up, you fail that quest. And I don't know about you guys, but I play games to win, not to fail. Okay, well, hopefully I'm going to progress back to the point that we were at. I'm going to see if I can take a back route to maybe find a different way to get to those guys without triggering that quest. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, welcome back. I decided we're going to try taking the side route instead of going the way that we were going before. And as you can see...
I know what the captain said, but I hope you're not planning to kill him. I know Boris, he's a great guy. He must just be at the end of his tether. He's fought a lot for abundance. It can't go down this way.
These guys explode in a poison cloud of spores if you get too close. But one bullet will just set them off. Just another perk for investing in the ranged, the pistol and knife stance that we have. It makes dealing with that a lot easier. Because we can fire more bullets and we can fire them more quickly. But let's take care of these guys down here. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when I fought those guys the first time, I got a different loot table than when I fought them the second time. I got a mace, and I got a spike shield, both of which I believe require more strength than I have. But neither of those are things that I'm really looking for, so it doesn't matter. Let's take care of these guys. I'm going to start by taking out the little dudes on the sides. It's actually really hard to predict the way how these guys attack. But I will do my best. The main thing is just not to get close. Don't let those great balls of electricity hit you because they're going to do a lot of damage. Let's see what's in this little side cavern. To be honest with you, I'm not sure if I'm going to come back and pick these level 3 chests when I get the ability. I will get the ability to. It's just like I said, what's mostly in there are crafting components and usables, like the focus injections, the health injections, and the traps. And I can make those anytime that I want. And by the time that we come back here, we'll already have access to the kinds of components that they offer. So that's one of my my big disappointments about this game, is how they handled the chests. I think it was a really big missed opportunity. There just really isn't that good of loot to get from these chests. Later on there will be, but certainly not right now. And it looks like, despite the problem that I had before, we were able to find a different way to get to the route that we wanted to get to. And we should be able to complete both quests without them interfering with each other. But still, it shouldn't force you to complete that quest. That's something that I hope that they change in future editions of this game.
So you got me, Mancer. Good for you. How much blood did you spill along the way? You're nothing more than a lackey for abundance. At some point, we've all felt the way you do about abundance. But they just take and take until we're all used up. We are tired and want out. But they send you, another loyal dog, to drag us back. I fought my whole life for them. Today, for once, I'm gonna fight for myself.
All right then, let's do this.
Now this guy is like a mini boss fight. Normally you want to go for the rifle guy first, but in this case you want to go for him last, because he can do that. You want to keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on, and as soon as you see his gun stop glowing red, you want to immediately go on the defensive. Like now. He can also throw grenades. Which, as you could see right there, injure his allies as well as his friends.
Stop! Let me go. I am not your enemy. All I want is to live in peace. Please, I'm begging you.
Now, our mission is to eliminate him. We could also arrest him, but that's going to lead to the same effect as the other one. But if you ask me, he's literally just a soldier that's trying to escape the cruelties of war. Like, Abundance doesn't treat their veterans very well, as you can tell from the way David talks. So, we're just going to let him get away, even though it conflicts with our orders.
Get the hell out. Don't ever show your face here again, and you can keep your life.
Hugh, I owe you my life, Mancer. I will never forget that. For as long as I live. Goodbye.
Unfortunately, we don't get the chance to loot the bodies of his friends. That's the price we'll have to pay. What I will do, though, is I will walk back over to that area where we saw our fellow Technomancer, Master Connor, I believe. I'll help him out with those mole rats, and then I will follow him back up to the exchange. So I'll cut that part out. I'll see you once I've completed it. Alright, welcome back. We repeated the events where we fought those mole rats. We saved Master Connor. We followed him up. Nothing really important happened on the way up. We found a couple of chests on the way that I went by that had some items that I hadn't seen. Plus, we got some different loot from the soldiers that I killed off screen. But nothing that's really useful to us right now. A couple of maces that we can't use because of our strength. And a helmet that looks really goofy that we're not going to equip for a while. But anyway, we're following Master Connor to see who this merchant is and see what he has to say. Hopefully it isn't some kind of an ambush. And when we get closer, I'm actually going to save because there's a tricky part coming up that I always seem to screw up no matter what. And to help us out, we're actually going to equip one of the other things that I found. The Gangster's Hood. It's going to give us a little bit of a stealth bonus, which is going to come in handy for what's next. Now, we're actually going to sneak and try not to get caught by him.
Is it really you? Andrew? Can it really be?
I hate to disappoint, Master Connor, but I don't die easy. And I have a little too much pride to just let myself be tossed out with the trash. We got some explaining to do.
We did not toss you out with the trash. We just did not know how to help you. Your talents were uncontrollable. So we sent you away, hoping you would forget. Move on.
Hoping I'd forget? When? As 10 years of my life wasted away at the hands of a merchant? I want my goddamn life back, asshole.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how I could make it up to you.
I don't know. But you can be damn sure I'll think of something. Get out.
Andrew, I cannot tell you how remarkable to see you. Simply remarkable. Pardon me, Zachariah. You cannot know how unexpected this was. Thank you. I must now return to the source.
Who'd have fucking thought it? A Technomancer spying on other Technomancers. Crazy shit right there. From where I've stood, it looks like you were all stuck together tight as hell. Shows what I know.
Keep your mouth shut.
I'm just shocked, Lieutenant, that's all. Shocked and, just shocked.
So it seems like our Master Connor knew who that guy was, who that Andrew was. And the way he was talking about his talents, it makes it seem like he might have actually been trained as a Technomancer. Now, unfortunately, I don't see him here, so we can't ask him. But we can turn in some of the quests that we've completed, as well as start some new ones, so let's do that.
Hey there, Fiorello.
Ah, the one, the only, Zachariah Mancer. A pleasure as always. What brings you here this fine day?
I found your clients. Told them you have their merch. They'll come pick it up as soon as they can.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, take this. As a token of my appreciation, it is not much for all you've done for me, but it's something.
Well, that experience is certainly something.
Where'd you find the girl?
We were so when you
I think I've already talked about this. Yeah. Now, we do want to take this opportunity to sell off some of the extra stuff that we have that we're not going to use. Like this mace and... Well, we'll hold on to the mace. I know someone that can use it. But we're not going to need that Kosh. As for these... We'll sell off the reinforced. And we'll sell off the high resistance gun. We'll hang on to that. As for the abundance uniforms, we'll sell these off as well. And soldier steel boots. We'll actually hold on to those. We'll sell off the Vori pants though. And, oh, I forgot.
Hey there, Fiorello.
We actually need to buy something from him that's going to come in handy later. And that would be these beggar rags. We need 3 of them. Now, I could equip the charisma boosting robes to save a little bit of money, but I don't... It's just a tiny bit. It's not going to make that big of a difference. We're going to need those very shortly, and you'll find out why.
Mr. Mancer, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Big on weaponry, I hope. What can I get you?
Never noticed all the beggars in the neighborhood. This a new thing?
No. They've been here way too long, if you ask me. More and more keep piling in. They're ruining my business. Not a clue where they're coming from. All I know is they keep pouring in, broken, disabled, putting it out there for pity. Clients coming around don't like that. Me and my colleagues would pay a hefty sum to anyone who could get them out of here and move them to the slums or somewhere. You could be that someone? Yeah?
I can try.
So it seems like there's more beggars around. Let's see if he knows anything else other than what he told us in the quest prompt.
What else do you know about all these beggars appearing?
Not much more than you can see. They're all missing an arm, which is weird. First, I figured that they were all wounded soldiers from, the front, but mostly that's because the story they were all telling. It's just a stack of lies. Obviously, time changed my opinion. Because our beloved abundance would never let our veterans and heroes flounder like that. And looking at some of them, the shape they're in, pretty clear they were never soldiers. They're just deformed and disabled and a nasty sight to look at. Why they all chose to litter these streets, I don't have a clue.
Alright, so we are actually going to put on our charisma jacket because we do need to talk to some of these guys and try to convince them to, well, let's see if we can talk them into moving out and moving on, getting out of here so we can get our pay. Kind of selfish, but, we are the protagonists, so this entire world is our disposal to do with as we wish, right? Is that a good way to look at it? I think that's an okay to look at it. Because, well, we just picked up another set of beggar's rags there, but that's okay. We already have the 3 that we'll need for later.
Serum, sir. Got a drop for a poor war cripple?
No, I don't. You gotta move it along, pal.
Where you want me to go? 1 block over, any better for you?
Listen, I'm sorry. I am. I get it. Life's kicked you in the balls, and you're just trying to survive. And if you were the only one begging these streets, it'd be different. But you're not. It's you and countless others making it really hard for the merchants to conduct their business. Merchants who, if I don't get you out, are more than willing to ask much less kindly. So I'm just asking you to move it somewhere else.
Life might have kicked me in the balls, but it was the smuggler who took my arm. Promised to kill me if I leave these streets.
The smuggler.
I had nothing here. All abundance held for me was pain and trouble. Know what that's like? To only know misery? To be so desperate a bit of hope shines like the only ray of light you've ever seen. That's what the smuggler was when I met him. Promise of better. A chance to start again in Aurora, where I could rebuild my life.
Didn't work out that way?
No, sir. Had me driven to a warehouse where I signed some papers I didn't even read. That's what hope gets you, I guess. Once he had him, he threatened to turn them over to the ASC if I didn't work for him. Pickpocket at the market and give him everything I stole.
Which you did.
Steal or die, which would you choose, sir? Even then, after time, I couldn't keep quiet. Too much pride, I guess. So I spoke up, and for my trouble, lost my arm and was sent to the streets to beg for him. I leave the street, I die. I fail to bring him enough serum, I die. I refuse his orders, I go to the ASC, I die. I ask you, is this living?
It's surviving, at least.
It was a really poor choice of words. So there was a charisma check there, which was a plain 50-50. We flipped the coin and we won that toss. But what you can do, you can save right before you talk to him, and then if for some reason you can just keep reloading until you actually pass it. So I'm gonna quick save real quick here because I believe there's another check we have to do.
Hey, mister. You got some serum, mister?
No, I don't. And you folks gotta clear out. Let's go.
We gotta... You gonna protect us if we do?
No, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, you think? We leave, the smuggler will kill us.
I've heard the stories. Promised to help you escape, then made you steal, and cut off your arm in thanks.
That's right. But more than just mine, sir. Many more.
Know where to find this guy?
Yes, sir. At the station, sir. But you ain't gonna get near him dressed like that, sir. He'll see you coming blocks away. Look a little more poor, dirtier, and you might have yourself a chance.
I hear you. Thanks.
And that is why we picked up those jackets earlier. Now, unfortunately, our experience boost has run out, so I think this is a great time to cut the episode. When I come back, I'll have rested and I'll return to this point, and we'll continue on trying to figure out who that Andrew guy was, trying to figure out who this smuggler guy is that's putting all these beggars on the street, and see how our captain reacts to the way how we completed our last mission. Until then, this is Twinklebutt. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching.